We're back here live at Startup Portal and on Facebook Live. For anybody tuning in on Facebook Live, if you have any comments or questions for our presenters here today, feel free to drop them in the chat. I know we're all really eager to hear from Diana Flores with ConectandoUs. I know I'm really eager to hear about it, but before we do that, I am just going to say a big thank you to American Ice Cafe Company. Cafe. I always get that.
Company.
American Ice
Company. American Ice Company. For coffee, and to Jeannie Birds for the sweet treats to get us going this morning. And I'm just going to go over, give you guys a quick presentation about 1MC and what we're all about here. So the mission of 1MC Westminster is to lower the barrier for access to education, resources, and connections for entrepreneurs. Without our great community here and our core pillars, this mission can't be accomplished. So what are we looking for? Presentations, not pitches. Connection, not networking. We're really for the community, by the community. We really want to get to know you, your business, the challenges that you're facing, so that we can connect you to all of the great resources we have here. Nobody has ownership of 1MC. Nobody is paid to do 1MC, and we are radically and intentionally inclusive. We're always looking for great entrepreneurs, business-minded people who want to connect or just help us reach out to the community. Feel free to reach out to us anytime. We meet every week, Wednesdays at 9 a.m. We have 2 presenters whenever possible. And we just ask that organizations be less than 5 years old and willing to ask for help. Or if you have a new venture, a new part of your business that's less than five years, feel free to submit an application to present. We always end with the question, what can we as a community do to help you? So here's our organizing team, Graham Dodge, Chris Abel, I saw him walk in, there he is. Vicki Slinkman, John Wheatman, Tina Thomas, myself, Julia Snap, and Gabby Rose. And with that, I will hand it over to Diane.
Hi everyone, so my name is Diana Flores, and I am the founder and executive director of a new community organization here in Carroll County, ConectandoUs. So we primarily serve the Hispanic community here. So here you'll see a little bit about me and what I've done in our community outside of ConectandoUs. And in addition to all of this, I'm also running for vice president of the Carroll County Youth NAACP chapter. So we just started up, but we're super excited to get up and running here in Carroll County. And then I'm also part of the new Carroll Community College Hispanic Community Advisory Group. So it's a mouthful, but we're starting up later this month, and we are super excited to get going. And I also used to work and volunteer at Together We Own It. So Katie has been a great help there, and I still get to participate in events and things there. So super excited to have that connection. So up here you'll see a picture of some of my family. So this is just my immediate family, but my why for doing this is really my family. My community are the reason that I'm here. The reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, from my sisters to my cousins to my aunts to my uncles to my parents to my grandparents to my great-grandparents. All of them, their history, and even, my younger self, all of them in our history and all of the experiences that we've lived through, it's why I'm doing what I'm doing, to help support those who are going through similar situations or who have lived through similar situations and be able to help them in that way. So here's our mission, our vision, and our beliefs. So our mission is to provide the Hispanic community a foundation of connection that fosters an inclusive network of resources. So again, our vision and our beliefs, and I know there will always be more work to be done, as there is with so many things in our community. There will always be more work to be done, but I'm never going to stop trying to improve things, and I'm truly dedicated to this. My work, my mission, my vision, it's all personal. It's personal for me, and so that's why I'm never going to stop. So core values. So we have 10 core values, which you'll see split between this slide and the next. But I'm just going to highlight a few of them. So first off, connection. It's literally in our name, connecting us, ConectandoUs. We recognize that connection is vital for success, and therefore we're building that foundation of connection for everyone. Growth. So we support people through their journeys because we recognize that growth is healthy, natural, and attainable for everyone. So next up, we have hope and action. We have to hold hope, but we also have to take action with that hope. We walk with people through this journey because hope is a vital thing to hold. We will never lose hope, and we will keep holding hope as we take action to turn hope into reality. And community collaboration, because connection and community work hand in hand, and we will work with our entire community to accomplish our mission. So here are all of our logos for our programs. We have already launched 3 of these, and we will launch another 2 this month. First up, our Not Just Sueños program. So this is one that has already been launched. On Monday and Thursday evenings, we help kindergartners through seniors in high school with their academic journey. So we help them with homework, tutoring, things like that. And then also we meet with 16 to 21-year-olds by appointment to help them with their transition into adulthood. So whether that be looking for colleges, doing the applications, searching up for scholarships, or even job applications, or finding a trade job and internships in that way. So that's our Not Just Sueños program. Our Voces program. So this is another one that has already been launched. So on Tuesday evenings, we provide free Spanish classes to English-speaking individuals and free English classes to Spanish-speaking individuals. So we do both. You just have to be between the ages of 5 and 18. So we primarily work with youth in that way. Next up, Cafecito con Pan. So this program is one that we are launching later this month. We're actually going to be meeting on the second Wednesday of every month, so coming up soon. But this is for ages 14 to 18, for youth to have a space that's safe and empathetic, for them to talk about what is going on in their lives without the judgment and the people who don't really understand it. So it's a group that's going to be really talking about a lot of things, from what does it mean? What does culture shock mean? What does it mean to have suicidal thoughts when your parents don't understand what that even means? What does it mean to not have your parents be able to help you with your homework? So all these different issues ranging that impacts young Hispanics. And then, no, not yet. So last, My Familia. So this one has not been technically publicly announced, but it is launched. So we have quite a few families working with us already, and what we do with them is we connect them to local resources. So from housing to food access to making a doctor's appointment. So all these things, we help support them in that way. So Unidos is another program that we are hoping to launch this month. So we're going to start out small by taking trips to the Westminster Library, Exploration Commons, where not a lot of people in the Hispanic community know of all the free programs that they offer. And I think that that's just a really great way to start getting them into the community and be able to connect them in that way with some really great resources. So the other one is Our Talento. So this one will launch within the next couple of months. So we're going to start out with that one with HVAC and electrician information. And depending on interest, we're even considering a trade workers roundtable. So to explore different career options. And then once again, here are all of the program logos that I just went over with all of you. And here is all of my contact information, and you can visit our website to learn more. So thank you all for listening. Does anyone have any questions?
Great job, Diana. All right.
Well, I have a question. Do you have any connections into the school system?
I am connected with the Hispanic student liaison there, and so I've been able to connect with a couple interpreters from there, but they have my business cards and everything, and they've been referring some students to me.
Okay.
You glossed over the Today Show thing at the very beginning. What's that all about?
So I was the 2020 Student Champion of the Year on behalf of the Children's Mental Health Matters campaign, essentially for my work in advocating for children's mental health and teen suicidal ideation and support with that. So the Today Show found out about it, and with Winters Mill High School and our Falcons of Strength program, we were able to have a short segment on that and bring attention to our school community.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Anyone else have questions for Diana? And we have people also online, and Gabby will let us know. So if you're online, you can ask a question in the comments, and we'll read it out loud live. Tina Thomas.
So, this is amazing.
Thank you.
I'm so excited that you're in our community to help our people in the community. So it looks like if it's okay to say, a Spanish version of Together We Own It in supports for especially youth who need it. And so, are you a nonprofit? Are you seeking volunteers? How are you functioning, and what supports do you have and need?
So currently we do kind of operate like Together We Own It. Together We Own It is more for at-risk youth. Our mission is more the entire Hispanic community, so it doesn't matter what experiences you've lived through, we're here to support you. And also, currently we are in the process of submitting our 501c3 application, so we're working with Maryland nonprofits to do that. And so the application should be submitted within the next 2 weeks. But currently, my dad and his company has been funding most of our programming. So that is how we have been able to sustain ourselves.
And then actual physical people helping you do what you do, reaching out to the people in the community and supporting them in the different ways.
Yeah, so we actually have our board of directors. We have Becky Mario is our president. She works at Carroll Community College. So she has been the one who's kind of gotten that connection with the young adults in that way. John Lowe is our vice president and our secretary. So he is teaching our Spanish and English classes every Tuesday. And he also has that connection. So he is a Spanish teacher at Winters Mill High School. So he has the connection there. And then Carolyn Andres is our treasurer. So she has an immense financial background, and she has been able to help us with our budget and expenses in that way. And then I do all of the day-to-day. And I have a few people who have expressed interest in volunteers, but we're very much a startup, so there's not a huge need for it just yet.
You mentioned Maryland nonprofits. Are you involved with their accelerated program?
Their accelerated program?
Yeah, I don't know if it's launched yet or if it's launching like in the next month, but they have a nonprofit accelerated program. So the idea is sort of like a tech accelerator where there'll be groups and cohorts of nonprofits who get together, can learn from each other, can kind of grow together and have sort of a natural support system. We can talk about it after.
So essentially they have a package where they have a team of lawyers who help you get all your paperwork for the application together, and they meet with you just to kind of see your mission, your vision, and everything, all of that jazz. So with that, we get a membership to the Maryland Nonprofits Group, and we get to do all of that. And then I'm also looking into being part of their new branch. They launched in 2020, but the Maryland Latinos Unidos. So that's a group of all the Hispanic nonprofits, Latino nonprofits in the state of Maryland.
I have a question. For the classes to learn English or Spanish, what's the timing of those classes? What time of the day do you offer them, or will you offer them?
Yeah, so we do it in the evening. So because we do 5 to 18-year-olds, we recognize the difficulty of school schedules. So we do Tuesdays 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Yeah, because I would imagine there's
5 to 6. I'm sorry, that's for another program. 5 to 6. Yeah.
Well, I would imagine also there's a lot of homeschooling co-ops that might be interested in for learning Spanish as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, and I'm happy to expand our times in that. This is just, again, we're a startup, so we have limited timing, but as interest grows, I am open to expanding the times.
We have one on Facebook from Letitia Nordy with Expanding Boundaries International. Are you also thinking about virtual learning?
It's something that I've considered. I think more in virtual learning would be maybe like classes that I film beforehand and have those available on our website. That would be the way that I'd be most comfortable doing it. But again, depending on interest, I'm happy to do live classes as well.
Speaking of Letitia Norte, I would imagine, Letitia, if you can hear me, that there could be an opportunity for you to partner with Diana in terms of doing a trip to one of the embassies. Oh, there she's walking in right now. She asked that question from her. Hey! We just read your comment, and I was just asking you a question. And here you are. Anyway, so Letitia, I was just going to say, not to put you on the spot, but would it be something like a potential partnership?
Yes, I've met with her.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what I was going to say, like your trips to the embassies in D.C. and stuff might be really.
Yes, and we've also chatted a little bit about the new Mexican American Museum.
Yes.
Maybe a trip in next September is what we were thinking.
All right, I'm glad you guys are here. All right, any other questions for yes, Eric?
Tina and I do the Be Kind signs, and we do paint events. I think we need to do a Say Amable.
Yes, I love that. I've seen them, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's amazing that you guys are doing that. I was so excited when I saw them.
Oh,
the Say Amable one.
Yes, at the bodega.
Yes.
Yeah. I worked construction for years. I have many Hispanic brothers in the industry, and
Yeah.
I think what you're doing is amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Well, and to Eric's point, you mentioned a program where you're going to talk about trade, like have a trade association roundtable or something like that with like HVAC and things like that. So, which one was that? Was that our
Talento, yeah.
Okay, and then what can you tell us more about that? Like, what's the format going to be? How are you going to do the outreach for that?
Yeah, so essentially it's going to be once a month various class offerings. So like my sister's super into art and she's trying to find a way to integrate art into her career aspects. So that's something that she would love to teach a class about. And my mom really likes like couponing and budgeting and all that stuff. So financial literacy is also a class that we would like to offer. And then also, like we talked about the trade skills. We're connected with plumbers, electricians, welders, all sorts of people in the trade industry that have connections to jobs, but also have connections to know how to get started in the industry.
Yeah. Would they be a connection for non-Hispanics to also learn those trades?
Yes, I'm happy to
through
have.
that roundtable?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That'd be great. Any other questions?
Is there an age group for that one exactly, or?
So not yet. That one I'm thinking to vary from class to class depending on what's being offered, just kind of gauging what is the target group for that.
I have a question about, so regarding financing, I see you have like the cool custom tee. Are you supporting yourself through merch sales, or is that something that like we can do to help support Conectando?
Yes.
How are you doing it?
So currently we don't have any finances coming in. So that's just because we were waiting for the 501c3 application to go in, just so that we could be able to have that sort of security at least. But I'd be happy to sell t-shirts. I actually make these.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm able to do that. And that's another skill that we could teach because it's super helpful. But yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking earlier before you presented this morning about the fact that the Hispanic community is the fastest growing community in Westminster, and I guess also throughout Carroll County.
In Carroll County, correct.
And yet it does seem like the most insulated community in terms of outreach. And I was expressing my own concern and frustration about trying to draw more Hispanic business owners to 1 million cups, for example.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like to me what you're starting up is really going to help the community in so many ways to sort of understand who is our Hispanic community, how we can all work together, and introduce them to, like you saw, the resources in Carroll County.
Yeah, and when I say resources, it's not just housing or things like that. It's about businesses as well, and connecting our business resource, like you guys do here at 1 Million Cups. That not networking but connection, and so I think that that's a really important thing, because I think that the biggest thing with the Hispanic community currently is because of the history of their experiences. There's a lot of lack of trust. And so the first thing we have to do is build that trust before we do anything else. And so I'm committed to help build that foundation. And then we can start working up from there.
That's a very broad value proposition that is applicable not just here, but in many, many communities.
Absolutely.
So lots of potential for growth there, I would think.
Yes.
Ed, yes.
You said this was very personal for you.
Yes.
And I can also tell you, you're very passionate about it. Is there something specific that sparked that passion or that motivation?
My entire life. When I was 4 years old, I didn't know English. So I went into pre-K at Manchester Elementary School. This was about 2008. So Carroll County, Carroll County did not have an ESOL program. It was one interpreter for the entire county. So, I saw this interpreter maybe like once a month. And it was more full integration, just learning English. And then, by kindergarten, I mastered it. But that process was so difficult, as a 4-year-old child, to be going through learning the language by myself in school, my parents working just to get by. And that was incredibly difficult. And so that would I say is one of my first experiences that has, in my memory, really ignited that. I mean, I needed connection, and so I know others do too.
Can you speak to? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Can you So do you have any awareness what that situation is like now?
It's a lot better.
Yeah.
It's a lot better. Like I said, I've connected with some of the interpreters in Carroll County Public Schools. So it's an amazing group of individuals, and they honestly do the best that they can in any system there's going to be some people who fall through the cracks, which is what I'm trying to pick them back up. But I know I've already connected with some families who say, yeah, no, we're not connected to any sort of interpreter services. All of our papers are in English. My 6-year-old child translates this to me. So if there's one, I know there's many more.
Leticia?
For me, I would say her program is very, very much needed, because when we talk about the race or the population here in Carroll, Spanish people are the second largest population here, then followed by African Americans. And me being a minority and going to school, like she said, majority of the time you are just in limbo, going back and forth, not knowing who to even trust. And so as she's doing this, I drove by and I'm seeing my Hispanic family community playing soccer. And I'm like, wait, we could all play soccer here, so why are you guys all by yourself? And when you drive sometime during the summer, they will just gather. And it's because of the many issues. I know that my Hispanic family, when they feel a threat, they are not going to come out. They will just go and hide out. And so we have to also change some of our conversations on social media, especially the community group, how we say certain things, because when they see those stuff or read those things, they are not going to really show themselves out, because the media and society has painted a way of, oh, they are always vulnerable, they're looking for this, they're looking for that, and so that makes them hide out. And that goes for most immigrants in any situation. And so, like you said, that trust, we all, like now, I would say we can all become advocates, and also ambassadors for our Hispanic community to show that we are there for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think you said it best in changing our language, changing our conversations. I mean, I have been, so I'm one of the few young adults who are active on Facebook, but so I'm in a few Facebook groups, and it hurts my heart when I see someone talking about the Hispanic community and they say all these illegal immigrants are ruining Carroll County. And, that's a direct quote. And, when I see the only good thing is that we have good Mexican food here. Again, yeah, it's really nasty things to say. And again, if I'm seeing it, other people are seeing it. And so I think changing that language and having people speak up when they see things like that is a huge thing. That again helps build that trust.
I'm just curious, two things. The first thing is, have you had any connections with McDaniel College and their Latinx Student Association?
Not really.
I know they're doing outreach, and now that they have a new president, they're trying
Yes.
to make more community connectors.
Yes.
So I can introduce you to the head of that.
I would love that. Yeah, I also I've worked with Palabras to Words. When I worked with Katie, we did a survey, a community needs survey essentially about what the Hispanic community feels like they are in need of and why they haven't really reached out to services. And again, it was that lack of trust. Many people wouldn't even pick up the phone, or when they heard that we were doing a survey, hang up. So it's that.
So hopefully maybe some connectors with the students at McDaniel who are looking forward to connecting with the community.
Absolutely.
And then the other thought that I had as Letitia was talking is that it was our experience with the Be Kind signs is that if you put it out there in a positive way that this is what we're doing, you'll find it becomes a positivity magnet.
Absolutely.
And so in regards to trying to change the conversation and find people in the community who can help you, the first thought that I had was I would love to be able to learn Spanish better to connect and be positive. And so if, for instance, you were to offer the Learn Spanish with Us workshop type thing, the people who raise their hand are the people you want to talk to, and that you'll find the connectors. And then maybe have yoga classes that help build resilience to realize you're not going to change everybody's mind and people are going to be nasty. And you just got to stick with the tribe that's positive and willing to help.
Yeah, no, I love that idea. Thank you.
And when you get a 501, I think the exploration commons, you can book a room free of charge. So
Yes.
you have the ability for that.
And so where are you right now? You're on 63
Yep.
East Main?
So,
Where is that?
It's our building, the Time building upstairs.
Oh, it's a Times
Yeah.
building? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're in the Times building, two doors down from the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, okay.
So that's also a really good connection for us.
I didn't know the numbers changed to odd on that side of the street. Right? Aren't we 38 guys?
Yeah.
We're 38. Switches.
Switches.
Oh, okay. All right.
West.
Okay, got it. And you mentioned your dad's business as being the support right now that you're getting. Do you want to do a quick shout out to your dad?
Yeah, so he actually just walked out.
Oh, okay. Well, and what's his company's name?
Igloo Construction Inc. So they are a subcontractor for big companies who do and he can explain it a lot better than I can. But,
We'll get him out here later.
Yeah. So he works with Charles A. Klein and Sons to do new buildings.
That's Igloo, IGLOO.
Yep, Igloo Construction Inc. So they do. So he's my connection for the trade workers. So they do HVAC primarily, but they also do electricity, plumbing, welding. Can't remember what else, but a few other things.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Any last questions before we ask the final question?
I just want to say that Tina and I use the word collaboration a lot, and so did you. And yeah, you keep going.
Tina, do you want to ask the big question?
What can we as a community do to help you?
The biggest thing right now is our social medias, because I put out everything in English and Spanish. And again, that's kind of like what Leticia said. Everything from my captions to my flyers to my posts to everything, it's in both languages. And I think spreading that over social media just sends a good message as well. And then the other thing is I have referral and registration forms that I would love to get out into the community so that I could get more people in my doors. I have about 6 families that I'm working with right now and about 10 children. So I would love to grow those numbers.
Awesome.
Well, thank you very much, Diana. All right, so we have time for community updates. And actually, one thing I learned yesterday, I was meeting with someone from the county, and they were kind of setting up what Diana was going to talk about today, and they were saying that Carroll County actually has like some sort of ordinance that we're an English-only county. I don't know if anyone knew that. So it's some sort of legacy historic ordinance that just sort of sends a bad message, I think, in that regard. So I'll go out on a limb politically and say I think we probably need to change that ordinance. If it's, I don't know how it actually manifests itself in terms of policy, but apparently that is an ordinance here in Carroll County, that we are English only.
Interesting. And I worked in the school system, and I do know that when I was working in the school system, there was a huge effort to make sure that the majority of the documentation needed for parents was translated.
Well, right, because the federal and state
It was a huge amount of translation that needed to be done, but it had started.
Right, it's so it's an unnecessary, irrelevant ordinance. It's just on the books for someone to be able to say it's there, I guess. Political posturing. Anyway.
Well, then we just are doing good. They've been sending Spanish and English stuff to parents, so.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, right, I think that's also a mandate federally and statewide. Anyway. All right, who's got updates for us this morning?
Can we start with making sure everybody got the door prize?
Oh, right. We didn't do the, so what are we doing for that?
We actually filled out everybody's names. Did you do one yet?
No, I didn't, but that's okay. I'm eligible.
Yeah, so we're doing the old fashioned, fill it out, and I guess if anybody's online, give us their names.
Oh.
But they have to pick it up. I don't.
So do you want, let's bring up the door prize. Where is it? Let's bring it
This is
up.
how people actually walked in the door.
So we have the door prize this morning. Am I getting too close to the camera?
Yeah.
We have a door prize this morning.
Now, obviously, Pittsburgh Steelers fans are not eligible.
Or maybe they should be. All right, so this is what has been donated by Rick. Rick, is this from you, right?
Yeah, sporticulture.
Sporticulture, thank you. Sporticulture. So if you, I think you have to be here to get the door prize. We're not
Yeah, you have
letting
to walk in.
online people
Okay,
participate.
that's your deal. That's fine.
That's their loss. Sorry, online people. All right.
It's sports. There's wins and there's
Shall we
losses.
go ahead and do you want to draw the winner now?
Filled out, Vicky, do you want?
In the meantime, if you've got a community update,
I kill plants. I'm not a sports fan.
oh, while we're figuring that out, I just want to also say thank you. Thank you to Eric and Tina for the Be Kind sign. The magic G for gigabit, which will be up on our outside of our office, Main Street. Thank you. All right, are we going to do the drawing now?
Yeah, I think we're ready. Are we ready?
Let's do it.
Shake your kids by name.
He's in the corner doing.
All right.
There we go. Graham, I'll let you pull it. See who gets the lucky prize.
All right.
The old fashioned way. Just one. One deed.
kind of a difficult vessel.
That's why you ship them out of the box.
Cups.
It does. Tina Thomas, Action for Kindness.
Now, you can order these for other teams and colleges on sporticulture. Right, Lise?
Yeah.
Here, let's see the
And they
handshake.
ship them.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful.
Excellent, congratulations. All right, so who's got a community update for us? And I can pull up your website if you'd like.
So
Tisha,
why don't you just
Billy,
go up there?
Since we're part of the board.
Vicky, anything updates?
I know there's something that Tina and I, or Eric, now that Eric's here too, that Tina can probably speak to it better.
All right, well, we'll have Letitia come up first. Let's expand your
Hi.
boundaries.
So today's exciting. Our organization is also doing amazing, great, awesome. We're meeting with some students at the library every Saturday from 10 to 1. And last Saturday we celebrated our third birthday. So every end of every month. Yeah, we had 2 students that had October birthday. So they were very excited to celebrate their birthday with their peers in Ghana. We also had 5 students in Ghana that had October birthday. So we tried to do the whole community, engaging with them to learn about life in Africa and also here in Carroll or Maryland. And the kids in Ghana are sharing about their schools and their community environment. And then the kids here in Maryland are also sharing their schools and their community, which we are working on, sharing our community what the kids are also learning. So that is going great. We have partnered with the library for February, which is next year, to do a passport fair. So it's also coming, and as of now, I have like 6 or 7 passport applications that people are waiting to get their passport scholarship. And so everything is going good. So our February event, I will be doing a fundraising. We want to award, regardless of the age, their first ever U.S. passport. So any business that want to partner with us, we will greatly appreciate it. I have a 32-year-old person in mind that have applied. She's a graduate student, and she says she has never traveled anywhere outside the U.S., and she's looking forward to getting her first ever U.S. passport. So any business that want to help us, that would be awesome. And we will be doing Thanksgiving giving back. When I say Thanksgiving giving back, every year for our organization, the kids in Ghana have been doing volunteer service. And so our U.S. team too, we are looking for a place to serve. We have an idea of going to the soup kitchen or the Maryland Food Bank. But if anybody wants to suggest another place that the kids can also give back, because our goal is that we have our parents, everybody have been pouring into us the whole year. So we want to cultivate the attitude of also giving back. So the kids will be doing their first ever community service in the U.S. So if you have any idea of where we can go, that would be awesome. So thank you.
Anybody else have an update?
Yeah. Actually pulled the Rural Maryland Council. This is more of a public service announcement than it is like a CTIC announcement. I wanted to call out, there's the last part of a roundtable about rural transportation on November 17th. We've had 2 really good roundtables so far, but if you're a nonprofit that provides some sort of transportation in a rural area, which I know there's a lot of you out there, it's worth checking out and going to this roundtable. This one is actually going to be discussing solutions for, we kind of discussed the problem in the first one, kind of framed it in the second, and this one's going to be about trying to can we find a tangible way to help solve this problem. Been a lot of good discussions. It's a great place to connect with other, government organizations and nonprofits that are, also working on this problem. The second thing is there are 10 digital inclusion navigator roles that the University of Maryland are looking for. And they're having a tough time filling them in the rural parts of Maryland. So if you're interested, you can just contact me, and I can get you in contact with, with the people. So that's
Digital navigator, what is that?
There's been a push the last year for grants for digital inclusion, digital skills, digital literacy, depending on how you want to. The University of Maryland got a really large grant to do a sort of a study and a program around it. And so one of the things that are coming out of that is sort of a digital skills program in rural areas. It's really throughout Maryland, but they're not having problems finding people in Baltimore or Montgomery County, but they are having trouble finding people who are out there, like Garrett or even Carroll. So the idea would be you're going to go out and take some of their programs and teach things like Excel or, safety on the internet or just different options for, to give people of all ages more digital skills, whether it's, how to search for a job, or it could look at a lot of different ways. They're still in the process of formulating like what the exact programs are going to be. But part of the challenge is they can't really formulate the programs until they know they're going to be able to deliver the programs with the people, in those areas. So, we're going to try and help them out as an organization, but still, if there's people who are interested, it's right now it's a 1-year contract with a potential second year or more if the funding gets picked back up. Pay is good. So, if there are people interested, please, you can just contact me. I'll get you in touch with them and we can go from there. So.
Thanks. Thanks, Chris. All right, anybody else? Billy Live. What do you want, Instagram?
Sir. Hello, Tim.
All right.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Let me go inside with you. Let me go inside with you.
Do you want to just control it?
No, not really.
All right.
So last Friday, actually the first set of pictures. Last Friday we did a Halloween dance at St. Paul's United Church of Christ on Bond Street. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. All the kids came out. Oh, that's me. But all the kids came out. It was just like a beautiful event. It was sponsored by Rising Above Addiction and Rock Salt Grill. Rock Salt provided us with, I thought it was going to be like a couple trays of chicken tenders and stuff. They gave us like everything on their menu. And we had to like go take the truck and put all like stacks and stacks of trays and just fed everybody. There was over 100 some people there. The food went and it was just a really, really awesome event. If you go to the next, let me explain this picture. So Tammy at Rise Above Addiction, she couldn't stay long. So in the middle of the dance, I had to turn the lights on, stop the music, get all the kids to go up just to take a picture with her. That's why it looks chaotic. But all right. So yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. So this was a picture.
1, 2, 3.
Let's scroll real quick. So the girl that's performing, she's one of the original kids that I started the youth recording program with before it became something. And then this is like the next level. It's her it's taking your music, you record it, and performing it in front of different people and stuff. We do this here, we do it in Baltimore, like wherever we go. This is another one of our kids. He's from Baltimore.
How old is
He is 8 years old.
Wow. He's fantastic.
This is Icy. She's another one of our kids. She's been with me since she's like 2 or 3 years old. But I was just showing like this is the next level of what we do. We start them in songwriting, recording, and then we take them to this. Then the next level is them going on and doing bigger shows in the city and different places like that. So the program's been running pretty cool. She's from Sykesville. Yeah, she just graduated. She goes to Carroll Community. And then I think I showed that last time.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
That was at the Hackney Haunts. Last Saturday we DJ'd the Hoffa DEA Take Back event, where I can't remember exactly how many prescription drugs we were able to get back from the community. But do you remember?
A lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, we DJ'd that. It was a pretty cool event. We were down and networking music. People were driving up and dropping off prescription drugs, and we DJ'd that. We be in a lot of DJ gigs. And the last update is we received the Maryland State Art Council Creativity grant. Haven't got it yet, but it's going to be coming in like 3 weeks, and that's going to be used to fund some of the programs that we got going on. So it's been an awesome ride, and once again, I'd like to thank everybody here because I started here. You know what I'm saying? And we keep moving up from here. So thank you. How can the 1 Million Cups community help me? We are doing a pop-up shop program at the Inside Farmers Market for Small Business Saturday. So we're looking for sponsors to go in to help us with the program. The program is going to be, I'm setting up a pop-up retail shop where we're going to be selling merchandise and stuff like that. I'm trying to get sponsors to come in and help us get the merchandise. We're going to get dress, work shirts for the kids. It's going to be ran by the kids. They're going to do the inventory, the sales, the marketing, the folding. They're doing everything. And so we're going to pay the kids with gift cards, get their work clothes, buy merchandise, and then whoever sponsors will get their logos put on our shopping bags. So that's what we're working with. So anybody's interested in sponsoring, I'll be in the back, you know what I'm saying, with my homies. Just holler at me. That's all I got.
Anybody else have an update?
It was your idea, so you can pull up Tina's because I don't have anything for
What, Action for Kindness?
Yeah, Action for Kindness. Yeah. So a big part of what Ting does is not just trying to spread awareness about different internet options, but also once you are able to join us as a customer, we want to make sure that you're happy and that we're showing our appreciation for you. And so I'm always looking for different types of retention activities. And Tina had approached me about the idea of doing a Be Kind sign paint party. And so for our Ting customers, we are having our first Be Kind sign paint party on November 12th from 2:30 to 4 at Exploration Commons. So the first 100 people that have RSVP'd that are Ting customers get to come in. They get their own Be Kind sign to paint and customize however they so choose. Day of, the workshop will be led by Eric and Tina. And then we're also having Emily Kate Cupcakes make custom Ting cookies for us. So I don't know if you've ever had her baked goods, but they're fantastic. Yes, good idea. So if you are a Ting customer and you're interested in attending, I emailed all the information out, but I know not everybody always checks their emails. We get so many, so please feel free to reach out to us on Instagram at Ting Westminster, Facebook at Ting Internet, or you can email me personally, vslinkman@ting.com, because we would love to be able to really show up and have a good turnout at Exploration Commons.
What day is that again?
Saturday, November 12th.
In the afternoon.
Wasn't going to do it this weekend because it's a big weekend. You're welcome.
Awesome.
Great, thank you.
And speaking of Tina, I just wanted to do a quick update on, wrong website. The Good Game Fest this weekend, of course, as you all know, we've been talking about it for a while now leading up to this. We are going to have these seminars, mental health seminars, and panel discussions by a panel of experts, specifically Rachel Altvater and Kayla Balansenfer. I don't know if I said those correctly. Apologies to Kayla and Rachel. But this will be moderated by our very own Tina Thomas. So Tina is going to be moderating this panel discussion on mental health in gaming and healthy gaming attitudes and that kind of stuff. That'll be on Saturday. What time did the Flash Talk start?
The workshops start at 2, and then the panel discussion starts at 4.
It's right there in front of us. So thank you very much. And it's been, I have to say, it's been challenging to market all the different aspects of Good Game Fest all at once, because we have not just the tournaments and the vendors and tabletop games, but then we also have this great seminar series that's going to be on Saturday. We have the Midnight Madness on Friday. We're going to stay open until 1 a.m. for 18 and over that Friday, and then we've got on Thursday the screening of the movie The Wizard at Carroll Arts Center. So it's been like a lot to sort of unpack and turn into little sound bites. So I just wanted to make sure we really emphasized this mental health discussions. I think a lot of parents are going to want to listen to this, and maybe even some kids too. Anyone else have any updates before we wrap up?
Really quick up.
Yeah, Julius, come on up. Is there a website you pull up?
Sure.
Systems.
So we have been hugely busy at Dirigible System the past several weeks. And before I get into the main point of why I'm up here, but I mean, I think everyone can relate to the challenge we face. We have, I've been deeply involved in trying to update the website for our new service. I will kind of unofficially announce here that we are now operating as a fractional CTO for potential startups, people who have been in business a while that just need some extra help or direction getting their vision off the ground. But in that vein, that's always the hard part, right? Is trying to grow the business, work with clients, but then try and also find time to update your own website and get the word out there. So look for in the next several weeks. I think we're going to do our official launch here in the next few weeks. Do a presentation. But since we have unofficially launched, we are doing regular weekly office hours now, 4 to 6 at the Exploration Commons. Tonight we will be in small conference room B. A. You
can tell them what the
next week is B.
Right. I am sad to say, Rick, we will not have food tonight. We have to immediately after the office hours. We have the soccer game we have to run to, so we won't be able to take any leftovers and put them anywhere. Next week, though, we may be doing an ice cream social. So if you want to just come out and talk to us, see how we might be able to help you, we look forward to seeing you.
Any other updates? Anybody at all? All right, Tina, do you want to close us out?
Well, I'll do an update and then push out.
Oh, you got an update too? Okay.
Well, there's a lot going on. Hoping that everybody gets online, Carroll Arts Center, to get their tickets for Thursday's movie. And what's it called again?
The Wizard.
The Wizard. All I remember is it was really cool at the time, back in the day, and it's
even better now.
It's even better now because it's introducing a whole bunch of kids who grew up with technology to a time when there wasn't technology and it was kind of a new thing. And it's going to be a fun event because after we watch the movie, then there's going to be trivia and you can win things because there's a lot of history in this movie, things you didn't know. And so it's going to be a fun time. So it's only $10. It supports Magic, the nonprofit who's doing amazing things in our community here. So, and it kicks off GG Fest, which will be fun. So make sure you go to the Carroll Arts Center website, get your tickets for Thursday night to support GG Fest. Thank you to Diana and helping us understand what she's doing in our community. That's what 1 Million Cups is all about. Congratulations to everybody who's done updates and what they're trying to accomplish here. It's all about community and connection and helping each other do the amazing work that we want to do in the community together. So if you have not walked in these doors yet or checked us out online, go to 1millioncups.com/Westminster. And
if you're an aspiring entrepreneur or you got a side gig and you're not sure how to take it to the next level, but you know it's your passion, click apply to present and come talk with us, and we'll see if we can't help lift you up. And everybody have a great week.